This
Let me share my
conference will now be recorded.
Okay. So in our last class, we have seen the SCD command, correct? Head and tail.
Yes. Yeah.
Head and tail. The combination of head. We discussed about the combination of head and tail also, correct? So now the next command is xargs, execute arguments. Right. So now here, sometimes we might require to do some kind of activities, nothing but removing of files, creation of directories, like those you want to handle. So by that time, the combination of commands are not going to work. There, the xarg will be the most useful one. Right. So for suppose, if I take an example here, usually in our Linux missions, if I want to display any message, a message I want to display, a greeting or something, a message. So there, echo is the command. So echo hi, this is DevOps class. Then the message will be displayed. Whatever the message I have passed it, the message can be like our printf statement in our C language. So now here in our shell, if you want to display any message, echo. So now here, so I'm going to give one message like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now here I want to create the directories by taking the echo string. Echo string. This is my string. Then I want to create a directories. How? Based on the spaces, right? So now here I will take a one as a word, individual word. I'm going to create a directory 2, 3, 4, 5, like that. There, the exargs will be the useful one. Exargs Mkdr, right? As we discussed yesterday, like the pipe symbols are nothing but it is going to combine multiple Linux commands, echo and exarg. So whatever the command is there, the left side of the pipe symbol will be executed first. Then the output, the command output will be sent as an input to the next command after the pipe symbol. Nothing but the right side of the pipe symbol. Left side will be executed first. The output will be sent as input to the right side command. So now when the moment I ran echo 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, a message will be displayed 1 space, 2 space, 3 space, 4 space, 5. And this data will be sent as a input to exargs. Now what the exargs will do, it will read, it will take one by one, first word, and it's going to run the command mkdir. Second word, run the command. Like that, the command is going to execute. Enter. Now ls, you can observe here 3, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1. Like that, the exargs can be used to execute a few of the commands, nothing but it is going to work on grep, mkdir, remove. Not for all the Linux commands, the exargs is going to support. Only the few commands is going to support the exargs. And one of that is mkdir. Right. So now here, where like the most where you are going to use means sometimes, not the sometimes, most of the times you need to clean up some files from the system, from the server. Right. So many of the times your process or your service is going to create some empty files. So then what you need to do at the end of the month, whatever the empty files are there in my server, let's delete it because no use to maintain the empty files. Right. So now the exargs will be the one which is going to take care of the duty. Yeah. So now here, what I will do, find current location hyphen type f hyphen empty. Right. So now these many empty files are there in my system. In my sorry, not in my system, in the current location, in my current working directory. Right. What is the working directory here? Root. Now, no use of maintaining the empty files. Let's delete it. Right. So if you want to delete, then I'm going to use the pipe symbol. Pipe symbol is going to use for to combine multiple Linux commands. Right. So now this find command output will be sent as input to the next command. The next command. Now my next command is xaux remove. That's it. Like easily can remove the files. So now here again I'm trying to find for the empty files. No more empty files because this guy deleted all the empty files. One of the useful command for us. So you are going to schedule it monthly so that it is going to run monthly basis. Nothing but it's going to delete the empty files. Whatever the empty files are going to create by your process or by your services, your command is going to delete on end of the on every end of the month, like that. So like that X command can be used. Right. Then these are some examples you can go through it. Then the next one is TEE command. Right. So now here the TE command is the alternate for TE command is alternate for your greater than and greater than. Nothing but the redirectional operators. Only for writing, not for the reading. TE command is alternate for the writing of the data. Instead of using the redirectional operator, we can use the command called TE. Suppose ls enter. Now this is the ls output, right? Ls means list. Whatever the data is there in the current directory, list out by using ls. Now here the output I want to write into a file. The ls command output I want to write into a file, right? So anything you want to write into a file, there you are going to use the right greater than symbol, so that whatever the process, whatever the command, whatever the script you are going to run, you are going to execute, the output will be written into the output will be routed into your whatever the file you are going to mention here. So now here I'm going to mention list.txt file, so that the ls command output will be stored in the list.txt file. So now I'm going to open the file, like devops repo 5 for GitHub, Git merge for GitHub, right? All the data I can see here, right? So now here I don't want to use the redirectional operator. There the command can be used, right? So now here ls multiple commands. When you want to execute multiple commands, pipe symbol. Now the ls command output will be sent to as input to the next command, whatever you are going to give here. So I'm going to use the command t. T is the command. It's an alternative. It is an alternative for the redirectional operator. Then t.txt, some file name. Right. See here, the t command, the output is displayed on the console, and also we can find the output in the file t.txt. The same. So likewise, you can use the redirectional operator, or you can use the te command. Then I want to append the data, right? So now here this is the data which available on the files ter list.txt. This data. Now I want to append the data into my file, right? So if you want to append the data into the file with the help of the redirectional operator, then the option will be two greater than symbols. We know. Now I am going to use again the command ls-l. So now this is the output, long list. Now this data, as an example, I am taking this command. This data I want to append to the my file called list.txt. Already in the list.txt file, I have some data, this data. Now this output I want to append it. So now what I am going to do, ls-l, then greater than, right? Greater than for to append the data to where list.txt file. Now cat list.txt file. Now we can observe here. This is the previous existing data, and this is the data, new data is appended. Right. Now the same operation, I want to go with the command instead of using the redirectional operator. Then what I'm going to do, ls-l, then pipe symbol, because I'm going to run one more command, multiple commands. Now te, then -a. -a is the option to append. Then my file is te.txt. Now let's open the file. Right, the same output, no difference. This is the existing data and this is the new data. Right, so now here the te command can be used for the alternate of redirectional operator, right? And also it has a one kind of advantage with the te command. Not only it's simple and alternate, it is having a one kind of advantage. Suppose now this is my ls command. Okay, now I'm trying to write the data ls greater than ls sample.txt. Then I'm going to use one more file, ls sample1.txt. So now here my intention is the output of the ls command I want to write into this file and this file. Let's see what happens. Cannot access sample1.txt. So now this file is not able to access. Now if I open the file ls sample.txt, nothing is there. Right, so it is failed. The command is failed because this file, suppose I will create this file touch ls, then I will try to execute the command again. Now this is executed. Now cat, what happened here? This file is stored in this file. Now try to open this file. What is happening here? Cat, nothing is there. My requirement is this data, the ls command output I want to store into multiple files. Now you cannot use something like that. It is not going to work. It is not going to work by giving two files. Now let's see, ls te sample.txt, te sample1.txt. Now cat te sample.txt. Right, this is the output, sample, then sample1. Right, likewise you can write the data into multiple files, whereas the redirectional operator cannot handle that kind of requirement that he can handle. This is like one advantage when compared with the redirectional operator against the te command. Not only writing the data, you can write into multiple files also. Right, so this is about the te command. Then cut. Right, so here what is the cut here? Cut is nothing but we can extract character or a word from a file, I mean to say from a record. You can extract the characters from a record or from a string, characters or words, or we can extract columns from a file. You can extract the columns also. Right, so now here if you want to extract the characters, cut -c, then the position. Right, suppose echo, this is sample string, then cut -c 2. Now what happened here? 0 h, sorry, 1 2 h is displayed here. Suppose I want to display, I want to display means I want to extract the is. So then what I can do, 1 2 3 4 5, then 6 to 7. So now here what I'm going to do, 6 hyphen continuation. When there is a continuation, give hyphen 7. You can see is extracted. Right? From a string, if you want to extract the characters, -c, cut -c. Character extraction is a single character or group of characters you can extract. If it is a single character, give the position, group of characters give the starting and ending, continuation. So now here I want to extract the columns. As I said, you can extract a character or characters, or you can extract a column from the files. Right. So now here what I'm going to do, I will take our example PASSW file. Let me remove the files because some data we have modified in the files. So now I want to take the fresh copy, right? Copy etc. The file will be under etc directory, then copy into my current location. So now the file is copied into my current location, PSSWD. Now open the PSSWD, right? So we discussed about this file, correct? PSSWD is the file, nothing but it is going to have the users information in the current system, right? So now these are the users present in my current system as of now, right? So now here, as we discussed here, this is the username, the first column, and the second column is the encrypted password, and the third column is the user ID, and fourth column is the group ID, and the fifth column is the description, and the sixth column is home location, and the seventh column is shell. Like that, you are going to have 7 columns in a record. Each column is going to represent one component, right? So now here I would like to extract only the users from this file. I don't want to have the other columns, nothing but the encrypted password, user ID, group ID, description, shell, home location. Simply I required only the first column, nothing but the users information, right? So now that can be achieved with the help of the cut command. Now here, what is the syntax? What is the syntax here to extract the only the particular column? So now cut -d. -d is nothing but is going to tell you what is a delimiter here. -d is nothing but the delimiter, right? So now if you observe here, each and every record, if you observe here, after the column, after the username, we can find a colon. Then after the password, I can see a colon. After the user ID, again I can see a colon. Nothing but every column is delimited with colon. Every column of the record is delimited with the colon. So now here you required a common delimiter. Otherwise, what will happen? You are not going to get the accurate data. Suppose this record is having a delimiter called comma, and then the next record I'm going to have a delimiter called colon. In the next record I'm going to have a delimiter called pipe symbol. Then no, it is not going to work. It will work, but only the matched records. Not like every record the column is going to extract. So now in the throughout the file you should have a common delimiter so that you are going to get the accurate results. Otherwise your data will be mismatched. Right. So now here I can observe each and every record is having a delimiter called colon. Each and every record. Now I'm going to take the delimiter as a colon. Then -f, nothing but the fields. Here you can treat as a columns, right? So now here -f, then my column is first. In the record, my column is first column, -f1. Then from where you want to extract this data? From where? I want to extract the data from the file called PASSWD. So this is the syntax. This is the syntax to extract a column from the file. Cut -d delimiter, then the fields, then the file name. Right? Now you can observe root, bin, daemon. The final one is the UCT user. You can get the exact only the particular column. I want to extract the username and the user ID. Means first column first column and the third column. I don't want to have the password. So now here what I can do, F1 comma has to be used for to extract the different columns. Now we can see the username with the group ID, sorry, user ID, right? So here you can see username with the user ID. So likewise, I want to extract username, user ID, then home location. Home location also I want to extract. So now this is the home location. Now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 is the home location. What I can do, I am going to run the command. First one is the username, third one is the user ID, then comma and 6, so that I am going to get the home location also. Right. So now here I want to extract username, password, user ID, group ID. Nothing but 1, 2, 3, 4. I want to extract the first 4 columns. There F1 comma 2 comma 3 comma 4. Or the easiest way is shortcut is, if it is a sequence, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. It is a sequence. Then we can use hyphen. If it is not sequence, then use commas. If it is a sequence, then you simply can use 1 comma 4, so that the first 4 columns, whatever the sequence you have provided, the sequence will be displayed. Right. So now here the concept is the cut command used to extract the columns from the file, or to extract the character or words from a string or from a record, like this. Right. So now AWK, right? This is the example I have explained right now. Sequence and different positions and a column. Now here we have a command called AWK, right? Which is not going to call as a command. It's a kind of scripting language, right? Nothing but macros. We can write a macros with the help of AWK and the Linux, right? So now means you can write a set of statements, a group of statements. You can execute it, right? So now, but people are not going to use AWK much because we have an alternative called shell scripting. When I want to write a bunch of commands, instead of going with the AWK, I will go with the shell scripting. So that is the reason AWK is not much popular, because we have the shell scripts, right? But yes, apart from the shell script, you can write a script, nothing but you can write a macros with the help of AWK. So now here in the AWK, right, macros are nothing but you can check the conditions, you can write the loops. Those things can be written, those things can be handled with the help of AWK, apart from the shell script. But usually people go with the shell script because we are good with the shell scripts. Again, I don't want to learn the syntax of AWK and implement it. We'll go with the shell script. But yes, we have an AWK. So for alternate, we cannot say alternate, but yes, we can write the macros with the AWK. Nothing but you can check the condition, you can write the loop, something like that. Right. So now here, for the example sake, I am going to take some sample data. vi student.txt. Here the column serial number, student name, subject, and the marks. So now, as of now, you have seen when you want to extract the columns from a file, right? There we are using cut command, right? So now here there is an alternate for the cut command to extract the columns from the file, AWK. AWK also can be used to extract the columns from the file. So now here I'm going to take the syntax. Now see, AWK, this is the syntax. AWK, curly braces, starts with the curly brace, ends with the curly brace, in between write your commands. Now to print anything with the AWK, print is the statement, keyword. In our Linux, echo, here the print. Now dollar is going to represent the column, the value of the column, and 3 is going to represent the column position. So cat student.txt. 1, 2, 3, third column. Right, the $3 is nothing but the third column. $4 is nothing but the fourth column. So now I want to extract third and fourth. That's what I can see here. In between, I have given the tab space. /t is nothing but the tab space. Give the tab space. Now with the help of AWK, not only extract in the column, we can reformat it. The output also can be reformatted. Now here in our cut command, we are going to get the columns as it is, but in between you cannot reformat. But here I can reformat the data also. Nothing but when I'm going to extract the data, instead of taking the spaces, I want to take a comma in between the columns. See, comma, right? You can reformat the output. Or here I want to use some kind of pipe symbol. Likewise, you can reformat the data with the help of AWK. Right? As I said, we can check the conditions, we can write the loops with the help of AWK. Right. So now here I'm going to take a simple example here, just for understanding for the interview sake, not in the real time we are going to use it. Now here, when I want to write any conditions, then this is the syntax. You are going to start with the keyword called begin, and the curly brace is going to start, and the curly brace is going to end when it's going to finish the statements. So now here, my first statement is the variable. I declared a variable called number equal to 20, semicolon. Then my condition, if the number, whatever the number I have taken, is going to divide with the 2, then I am going to print this is an even number, and number is nothing but the value. So this is C syntax. If you know the C syntax, we can understand very easily. Percentage D nothing but is going to represent the even number, the number, and nothing but this one. Anyway, don't bother about it. It's not required, not much. Now here I can see 10 is a even number, right? This is successfully satisfied, so that the message is displayed. Now here I am going to give, suppose instead of 10, I am going to give some odd number, 11. So now the output is not going to display anything, because only for the success case, I have given the display statement. Now when I want to have the failure case also, then we are going to write the else part. If else, if then the else part, something like that. Right? Like that, you can write the loops also, for loops and blah blah blah, with the help of AWK. AWK is a kind of scripting language. There you can write the scripts, nothing but you can check the conditions, you can write the loops, you can write the statements, something like that. Right. So then the next command will be the scheduling. Very, very, very important for us. Right. So now here, what is the scheduling here? In our DevOps area, we are going to write many scripts for the day-to-day automations. We are going to write the many scripts for the day-to-day automations. Right here, many scripts are nothing but, suppose this is my Jenkins server as an example. This is my Jenkins server. What will happen here? The Jenkins server, on the Jenkins server daily, we are going to create a number of jobs, or we are trying to do some kind of plugins installations, right? So now the data, right? The plugins are the jobs, right? What are the jobs you are going to configure? The jobs information. What are the plugins you are going to install? The plugins information is required to have the handy. Otherwise, if at some point of time the server is bent down, then how we are going to bring it up? If suppose the server crashed out, so now how we are going to bring it up? When you have the data, right? Whatever the data is there on the server, if you take the data backup, then even if the server is failed or something went wrong with the server, immediately you can create a new server and you can dump this data onto the server, right? So otherwise you cannot have the back. If you don't have the backup, you cannot bring the system back once it is crashed out, right? So there, how we are going to take the backup, right? So now here the backup nothing but daily you need to go at a particular time and copy all the system data, nothing but my Jenkins server data, and paste into some other server. That kind of manual job has to be done, right? Manually means we are humans. There is a chance of forget. We can, right? We are going to forget things, right? Or on the day, sometimes, not sometimes, on the holidays, right? If the company, right, today some festival is going on the occasion of festival, we have an holiday. Now who is going to take care of the backup on the particular holiday, right? So now there are some scenarios will be there the human is not going to handle the scenarios. By the time the backups are not going to happen, again it is a mess for us, means we are not going to have the latest data, right? So there the process has to be automated. There should not be any manual intervention, right? So now how I'm going to automate? Simply I'm going to write a shell scripts, and on the server side, shell scripting language. By using the shell, I am going to write a script. Nothing but my script job is to go to the server and take the important data and copy into some other server. That is what my script is. Right. Now my script is ready. My automation script is ready, but it has to be run daily at some point of time. Daily 11 o'clock, 11 p.m. of IST, your script has to be executed. Then whatever the server is going to have the data, the latest data, take it the data and place into some other server. That's what my script. Now my script is then who is going to trigger? Now again, do I need to go and wait for 11 o'clock, then trigger the script? Means again, yes, during the holidays or sometime of absentee, we are not going to trigger the scripts. Again, that should not be happen. Even though you have the automation scripts, then the process triggering the scripts also should be automated. Now who is going to automate here? The cron jobs. In the Linux, we are going to call as a cron jobs. Now the cron jobs are nothing but whatever the time you are going to schedule it, based on the time frame, the job is going to trigger. Or a kind of example, or every month, just now I have seen every end of the month I need to clean up all the empty files. Now I know the command, what is the command to clean up the files, but who is going to run every end of the month? Again, your cron job. Likewise, we are going to have n number of scenarios to automate our day-to-day tasks. Right now, you know how to automate with the help of the scripts. We are going to automate, but where to schedule it? Where to schedule it so that the script is going to run automatically. That's what the cron job. Right. So now to see right now, if you before before working with the cron job, first I want to see any cron job is already configured in my server, already placed in my server. Right. To see the cron jobs information, cron tab -L. So now the cron jobs are specific to the user. The cron jobs are specific to the user. So now I log in with the user called root. So now it is going to search for the cron jobs for the root user. No cron job. Right. So now I want to schedule it. I want to schedule a cron job so that every minute, my job has to be triggered. Then it has to be clean up all the empty files. Right. Cleaning up the empty files on minute basis. Every minute, your job is to go and clean up the empty files. Right. So now here, if you want to schedule, now in the cron job, the command will be the cron tab. Then hyphen E is the command. Hyphen L for to see the list, whatever the cron jobs are there. Now hyphen E is for to start creating the cron job. Enter. Now here you are going to see a menu. I'm going to say what is called here a editor, a file. Here you have to schedule it. So now here, okay, fine. I know there is a command called cron tab. Cron tab, with the help of the cron tab, I can schedule it. But how to schedule it? What is the format? I need to give so that your system can understand? Right. So let's discuss about the format. Then we'll go and schedule the cron job. So now every cron job will be having like the cron, not every cron job. The cron job will be having a 5-column syntax. The cron jobs are going to have the 5-column syntax. So now here the first column 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now the first column is going to represent the minutes. The first column. So now 60 minutes. Now here they are going to take from 0 to 59. By including the 0, 60 minutes. Now the first column is going to represent the minutes, and the second column is going to represent the hours. 24 hours will be represented with the 0 to 23, the second column. And the third column is going to represent day of the month. Day of the month. Right. So 1 to 31. Right. Our max days will be the 31. Right. That is the 1 to 31. and the fourth column is going to represent month of the year. 12 months in a year, 12 months, 1 to 12. And the last column, fifth column, is going to represent the day of the week, Saturday to Sunday. Saturday to Sunday, 0 to 7, like that. Right. So now these are the 5 columns you are going to use to schedule your cron job. First one is the minutes, second one is the hours, third one is the day of the month, fourth one is the month of the year, fifth one is the day of the week. If you remember the 5 columns, that's it. The cron job can be easily configured. Right? Only from our end, we need to remember the 5 columns. Right. So now here, when the moment I am going to use the stars, nothing but we are going to tell every minute throughout the day, throughout the week, throughout the month, throughout the year, every minute the job has to be triggered. That's what the 5 stars. Every minute throughout the year, the job is going to trigger. So now here my requirement is I want to execute the job. I want daily 11 a.m. Right. So now 11 a.m. means 11 exactly 11 o'clock I want to start. So now minutes will be 0 exactly 11 o'clock. Then your hours 11 daily, right? So it means every day of the month, every month of the year, every day of the week. Now this is going to represent daily 11 o'clock the job is going to trigger. 11 to 5 o'clock or 11 to 2. 11 to 2 the job has to be triggered. 11, 12, 1 and 2. So their sequence, so that you can use the sequence. So 11-2 means 24 hours clock format. 12 plus 2, 14. So that the job is going to trigger from starting 11 o'clock to 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, like that. So like that you can use the hyphens or commas. Suppose I want to trigger my job 3 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 12 o'clock. Then what I will do? 3, 6, 9, 12. It has to be counted in the 24 hours clock format. Right? As of now, I use 3, 6, like that. Different times, then use commas. Sequence, use hyphens. My job is to be trigger every day morning 9:30. Right. So every day morning 9:30, if you want to trigger the job, then 30 is the minutes part. So now make it there 30. 9 o'clock, 9. Then star. So that every day 9:30 the job is going to trigger. Right. So now only 7th of the month, every month on the date 7th, I need to run the job. Every month 7th. So now here third column. Then I'm going to touch the third column. I'm going to change it as 7. So that every month on the date 7, the job is going to trigger. Like that. Only on the March, every year, only on the March 7th, the job is to be triggered. The job has to be triggered. Then I'm going to change the months. March means 3, January, February, March. So now here it is a yearly job. It means yearly only one time the job is going to run. That is March 7th morning 9:30 the job is going to trigger. March 7th morning 9:30 the job is going to trigger. If the March 7th is a Monday, then only my job has to be triggered. Then if I take the 0 as a Sunday, then 1 will be the Monday. Now, right now it's not a yearly once job also, because you are not going to show March 7th always Monday, right? It is going to change on a yearly basis, right? Somewhere at some point of time this job is going to trigger. So like that, the 5 columns you are going to use so that we can schedule it, right? So now here every 5 minutes I want to trigger the job every 5 minutes. So now that can be write something like that, star by 5, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, like that it is going to trigger. /5 can be used, right? So now every alternate month, right, I want to trigger my job 1 by 2 alternate days, first, third, fifth, seventh, ninth, like that. Sorry, it is hours, right? Yeah. Here 7 star by 2, right? So first, third, fifth by adding 2, like that. Like that, the job is going to trigger. You can use the slashes. When you want to go for the alternate, use the slashes like that. So now here I am going to use the cron job to schedule something on the server. So now here the something in nothing but every minute my job has to be triggered and it has to be clean up all the empty files. So now here I will go to the file, my server, then I am going to set up the cron job. Yes, cron tab -e to set up the cron job. Right, so now here I will go now cron tab cron tab -e. Now star, because I don't want to wait for the minutes and hours, simply that is the reason I'm going to take star, 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 5 stars, so that every minute is going to run. So now here what do you want to run? Find /root. Inside the root, I'm going to search for empty files, type f, then empty, then x aux remove. Now what will happen? It will go and search in the root directory for the empty files. If any empty files are found, your command is going to remove all the empty files. It will be run every minute. So now here, save this one. Now cron tab. Now see the list, cron tab -l, so that it's going to show you the list. Now this is the command cron job we have scheduled. So now here I am in the root. Now touch ABC something, some files, df, ghi, ijk. Now you can see ABC, df, right? These files are ready. Now see, gone. Now your cron job got executed. Then what are the files I have created here? I can see those files. When the minute is completed, the cron job is triggered, then it deleted all the empty files. This ABCD, DEF or something, right? Again, I'm going to create. I have the ABC, DEF, GHI files. Right? Let's see IJK, this file. Let's see again. Still the 1 minute is not completed. Let's wait for the 1 minute so that it is going to delete all the empty files. Now gone. When the moment 1 minute is completed, all the empty files are gone. So likewise, the cron jobs are going to trigger. Right? Our job is to schedule properly. When you want to run the job, schedule it properly. That's it. Leave it. Your system will take care executing the job at particular time. Right? So now here, cron tab -l. Now it's a simple command, but usually we are going to run huge amount of commands, right? Nothing but the scripts. Now those scripts has to be executed. Those scripts has to be scheduled. Now here, instead of the commands, we are going to give the script names in the schedule part. Now the schedule will remain the same. Yeah, either you want to run the commands or you want to run the scripts, that has to be taken care. Right? How to parse the script we'll see in the shell script area. Right now, we are not going to focus on the shell scripts. Okay, right? So now here, this is the way we can schedule the cron jobs. Nothing but your day-to-day automation. Your day-to-day task can be automated with the help of the commands or with the help of the shell script by using your cron job. Right? So now here the cron jobs are specific to the user, not for the every user. Suppose I will come out from the root. Now this is the guy, EC2 user. Now here cron tab -l. See, no cron job for EC2 user. We have the cron job, but that is for the root, not for the EC2 user. That is the reason. The cron job for the root user will not be displayed here because the jobs are specific to the user. Right. So now here I am going to schedule something cron tab on the user level. Cron tab -e. Then here I am going to schedule, copy, move. Some two jobs are scheduled. Something whatever it may be, I want to see two schedules. That's it. So now here, cron tab hyphen L. Now you can see there are two schedules, right? So now here on the user level for the UC2 user, there are two cron jobs. Now if I go to the root, on the root level, I have only one job. Now here I don't want to switch to the user called EC2 user. Then I don't like then not sorry. So I want to see the cron jobs for the EC2 user, but I don't want to switch. Right? I don't want to switch from a root to EC2 user to check the cron job list for the EC2 user. Right? So now here we can observe, we can verify the other users cron jobs also without switching from your user. Right? So now here cron tab hyphen L is the command to display the list. Then hyphen U. Then who's right? Who are the person you are going to point? EC2 user. Now I want to see the EC2 user cron jobs information. Right? From the root. From the root, I can execute the user information here. I can pass the user information here so that I can see the cron job, the schedule job. Likewise, we can verify other users cron jobs also. But who? The root, the admin. The admin can see, not by everyone. Right. So now here the cron jobs are done, means I don't want to take the backups anymore, or I don't want to schedule, I don't want to execute the jobs anymore because my project is over or something is happened. I don't want to schedule it. I mean to say I don't want to run the jobs in an automated fashion. Nothing but you want to remove the cron jobs. Simple. You want to remove the cron jobs so that the automatic jobs are not going to trigger. Right. So now to remove the cron jobs, cron tab hyphen R, remove. That's it. So now cron tab hyphen L, no cron job. Cron tab hyphen R hyphen U EC2 hyphen user. Now cron tab hyphen L, no cron job. Like that, we can remove the cron jobs for the existing user. You can remove the cron jobs for a specific user. Again, this command will be executed with the help of the admin, not by everyone. Right. So likewise, we can see the cron jobs information by running the cron tab hyphen L. You can schedule the cron jobs by using the cron tab hyphen E. If you want to remove the cron jobs, by using the cron tab hyphen R. That's it. That's for the cron jobs, but very, very, very important for us. This is also our interview area, the cron jobs from the Linux side. Right. So here I had given few examples. Right. So in the cron job also, in the cron tab, we have a shortcuts. Right. So now here I want to trigger the job yearly once, nothing but Jan 1st. Every year first day means January 1st. January 1st I want to trigger the job. So now here what I can do, I can use the shortcut. Instead of giving something like the syntax, simply I can use @yearly. Nothing but it is going to tell you 00. 0 means 12. 0 means 0. 12.0, right? Exactly 12 o'clock. First date, first month. That day can be anything. It can be Sunday, Monday, whatever. I don't bother about. But I want to run the job month Jan on the first day at exactly 12 o'clock. Like that. Like that you can write. Exactly first day of the month, every month. Right. So now this is the syntax. Right. Or we can use this alternate options. Either you can use the alternate options or you can use the regular syntax. We are good with the regular syntax. Forget about this stuff. Simply you can schedule your. If you are good with this one, then go with that. But only the particular cases, not like these cases. Right. So that's what the cron job with the right, and the cron job is having some kind of options also. Right. So now here I'm going to stop for today here. The 28th we'll see on Monday, Rajesh. Okay, because we are going to see the new tool, right? I don't want to take Jenkins. I don't want to take much time on that because again the practice will be somewhat delayed. Okay, so
Okay, Shankar.
సో విల్ స్టాప్ ఇట్ హియర్. సో దాని బెటర్ ఏంటంటే ఇంకొక మనకి